No Becky today.
No Becky, but she's here in spirit listening.
She is. So she's taking a couple of days because they've got a family wedding. Mm-hmm. And so she's off today and tomorrow, but she sent us a text message.
In our group chat,
in our little group chat.
Me and Mark.
Yep. She says, I will be listening. So good morning, Becky.
Yeah, good morning. It's good
so
to
far, so
hear
good.
from you.
I don't think we've done anything to get ourselves in trouble yet, which is pretty good.
It's like being in a classroom and you have a very important test that the teacher hands out. And she looks at the class and she goes, by the way, I'm going to walk out of the room. And you know she is going to walk out, but she's going to be right next to the door.
Yeah, of course
she's not really leaving.
No, she's just right there. Exactly.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Ready for some good news?
We are too.
Here's your positive difference story of the day.
All right, so you've probably heard the story about the principal who saved some lives at his school in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But just in case you haven't heard, there was a principal who put his life on the line. And in doing so, he saved a bunch of people. But he got injured himself. His leg got really injured, and he was out for a little bit, recovering. But whenever he got back to school, it just so happened to be a certain time of the year. Mm-hmm. And that time was prom time.
It is season, prom season upon us.
So whenever he got back, he attended prom. But there was something that happened at prom that I don't think anybody fully expected. So, you know the whole prom king, prom queen thing?
Oh, yeah.
Where the students vote on somebody to be prom king / queen?
Yep.
Well, they decided to take a vote this year, but it wasn't your normal high schooler who got opted in.
Oh, I see where this is going.
So the principal, he was the one who became prom king.
That is so cool that the students chose it.
The students chose it. And it's so funny because the video, there's a DJ, and he goes, the prom king this year is the principal.
That's awesome. They probably all cheer.
The best part is, as funny as that DJ part was, you can tell in the kid's face and the cheers, the back pats they were giving him, the screaming.
That's awesome.
It was like a celebrity entered the room.
Wow.
And to them, he was a celebrity because he really did put his life on the line.
Yeah, there's something too, right? To know somebody literally probably saved your life. Mm-hmm. I mean, for all of us who are followers of Jesus, in a weird way, we have that feeling every day. But these guys got to experience a glimpse of that in a very real, firsthand kind of way.
Absolutely.
That's pretty powerful.
And whenever they put the crown on his head, he looked at everybody and you could tell he knew in his heart this idea of, I don't deserve this. Like he just had this humility just surrounding him. It was really beautiful.
That's beautiful. That is our positive difference story of the day.
Real people, real life, the KLRC Morning Show. 90.9 KLRC.
Becky's not here, although she has warned us. She's still listening.
She is listening.
They have a family wedding, so she's taking a couple of days off, but we still have to behave. So
yeah, the rest of her family's going to the wedding. She's going to be in the hotel listening.
Just checking up on us, I guess. We'll have to see. Hey, so I see you've been up to more like adventures, hiking and checking stuff out.
Yeah, me and my buddy, we were actually just at a waterfall in Bella Vista after all the storms early this week,
man,
right?
Yeah.
So we saw that the water was pretty high. And we just started talking about how much we love rafting. I'm like, I've been on this rafting trip. And he's like, I got you beat. I've been on this one. And we're like, we need to plan a rafting trip. So we start talking about it. And this is usually something where, we'd pull out Google Maps or we'd pull out Google and just do some research. Where's the best spots to raft in Arkansas? But he just kind of looks at me and he's like, I kind of want to raft in Missouri. I'm like, okay, you want to look at Google Maps? No. I think we should drive there. No maps.
Just randomly find your way.
Yep. Drive my way to Missouri and just find the river there and let's say that's a good starting point. Let's find a good stopping point too.
And you did the whole thing just like
yep.
Old school.
Old school.
No.
Like
not even old school. You didn't even have like a paper map.
No, it was like very Lewis and Clark style.
Did you find some good spots?
Honestly, it was so nice. And I think one of the nicest parts too was like actually getting out there and seeing the rafting that we're going to be doing and not just seeing it on a phone screen. Mm-hmm. It was so nice to slow down. And instead of looking at Google Maps when I'm driving, I'm looking at the riverbed. And I'm like, I'm going to be on that in a couple weeks because we're planning out this awesome trip. And was it a little bit longer? Yeah, it was a little bit longer driving to Missouri. But man, it was really nice to just slow down.
That's interesting because, we've got these, they're pretty awesome tools, right? Maps, that kind of thing. Google Maps, that kind of deal. But I do think, when I think of myself, I was like, man, I've like locked into what's the fastest way? What's the most efficient? Yeah. How quickly we not? Hey, what if once in a while we take the long way? The more adventuresome kind of way, the Lewis and Clark kind of way. And you think about, man, what am I missing by always just trying to find the quickest, best way there?
And it's not always a physical road, too. It's not always gravel and asphalt.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's different. Sometimes it's a mental road
that
you have to get over.
Oh, look at you.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC. The positive difference.
So Ross got to go on an adventure. You guys were trying to scout out where the next big rafting trip will be.
Yes.
And you decided we're not going to use GPS. No map, no planning. We're just headed to Missouri. We're taking the long way.
Good old Lewis and Clark mode.
Lewis and Clark.
I was Lewis, by the way. He was Clark. I'm calling it.
And you guys found spots that you wouldn't have otherwise even experienced.
Yeah, it was so off map, right? I don't even think Google Maps would have brought it up. So we totally would have missed it if we tried to use modern tools.
And there is something really tempting about just wanting to like always find the efficient, quickest way somewhere. And you were talking about that's not just true physically, it's true spiritually too. There are times that we need to take the long way, the slow way. I think Jesus modeled that. He wasn't always the like, how quick can I do something? He's sometimes frustratingly slow to people. But there's a reality that God has stuff for us in our path that we would miss if we just went the quick, efficient
You know what it's like? It's like that parable, the tortoise and the hare. You know,
the old kid story,
the child story. But there's something so profound to it. Basically, the tortoise, he takes his time in the race. The hare gets overconfident, starts going too fast, missing checkpoints, and ultimately loses the race because of this. But I mean, honestly, I was just doing a little bit of research on the tortoise and the hare when we were talking about this. And it's an old parable that was verbally passed down for hundreds and hundreds of years in ancient Greece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it sounded just like a recent kid story.
Yeah. And I mean, Greece is beautiful, right? Like you got the Mediterranean Sea, you've got these beautiful mountains that rise up over the sky and the sun sets on it. And you get like this golden, crisp looking mountain and the air's beautiful. And it really just got me thinking, like, what did the hare miss, right? The hare's going
in
too
such a hurry.
fast.
Wow.
And the tortoise is like taking this very slow route. But what is he seeing that the hare isn't? He's looking to his left at the beautiful Mediterranean Sea, maybe looking at the right and seeing these beautiful mountains and just taking his time.
Wow.
I think there's like, with it being a child's parable, I think there's definitely
There's
something
more to
there.
it to that, yeah. And for some of us, we feel probably like on this journey right now, we're like, this is taking too long. And maybe we just need to look out and see, well, God, what am I missing? What would I not see if I were just hurrying through today?
Exactly.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
No Becky today. They have a family wedding, so she's taking a couple of days off. Yesterday, though, before she left, we popped in the studio because our good friend, Dr. Rosemary, stopped by to have a little conversation. Dr. Rosemary is in the house. Good morning.
Good morning.
So Dr. Rosemary is the head of Center for Healthy Relationships here at John Brown University. And we get to chat relationships pretty regularly. Mm-hmm. We were just talking recently with a friend, and this whole idea of codependency and realizing even, I think we all have like different ideas
of what
this is, or maybe even no idea of what this is. Sort of like, let's just ask Dr. Rosemary.
Ask the expert.
So what actually is codependency?
Right. Well, I think you're right. It can be a term that kind of gets thrown around. I must be codependent or something like that. So really, it's a relational pattern. So it's a way we relate to somebody else and the one person becomes overly responsible for another person's emotions. So you take on the responsibility for somebody else's, the way they're feeling or the way they're reacting. Kind of, it's like this, I need you to be okay so that I can feel okay, right? And there's just, this comes out in the way we relate to, somebody in a romantic relationship, our spouse, that we have to make sure they're feeling okay. And there's an anxiousness that can come when you feel like somebody else is not okay. Now, that's different than a sense of empathy. That if somebody is feeling unhealthy or anxious, you have empathy for them. It's a different kind of look at it. It comes from the other side of the table, like, oh no, I'm not okay now because you're anxious, and the need to try to fix and change what they're feeling so that you're okay.
I can totally relate to that.
Yeah.
I think I have some of those codependent. In fact, I know I've had those for a long time. And I can still catch myself, even especially like with my wife, where she might be struggling. And ideally, empathy would say, hey, I'm really sorry. I'm here for you, whatever. If you need space, that's okay too. Yeah. Versus, I'm not going to be okay until we get this resolved because I need you to be okay so I can be okay. Yeah. That spins out really dangerously.
It does. And it actually, not only does it put a lot of weight on you, but it's also an unhealthy weight on the relationship because then you're actually expecting them to do something so that you're okay. Versus empathy is I am dealing with the emotions or the things that I'm feeling. I'm putting myself in your shoes, but I'm not expecting you to do something different in order for me to change.
Wow, that's really good and very clear.
Yeah.
So now I'm curious. We talk about codependency, just asking for a friend. What does it look like to be on the complete opposite end of that?
Okay, so codependency, that's where you're relying on somebody else to feel okay. On the other side of the spectrum would be independence, where you don't rely on anybody. And I was actually challenged on this a few years ago by my spiritual director. I realized that I didn't like the word dependence, and so I had become fiercely independent. There's lots of, I can blame my mother for this one, but we can, which most times we can't. No, my mother had early onset Alzheimer's, and so really dependence to me had this picture of somebody, literally feeding me as a woman that was too young for that. But my spiritual director challenged me and said, "Wait a minute, what would your friends say?" And she actually encouraged me to go out and ask 10 friends, how do I depend on you? And every one of those 10 friends came back and said, you don't, Rosemary. You actually are very independent. You don't ask anything of us. So I think that's the opposite side of a codependence is we're just so fiercely independent, not wanting, and some of that may come out of personal history. Some of it may come out of even a healthy dependence on somebody and they let you down. Well, I'm not going to let that happen again. Or you've just somehow been absorbed the message that we just need to, independence is what it is.
Yeah.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
We're talking to Dr. Rosemary from the Center for Healthy Relationships here at John Brown University. So we know like one level of unhealth is codependent in relationships. The other side is this like kind of unhealthy, fiercely independent. I don't need anybody and nobody feels like I need you.
Right. They can't even get close to you.
Yeah.
Really.
Okay.
So help us find the middle. What does healthy look like?
What does a healthy relationship look like?
Right?
It is. I would say it's an interdependence. So it's this place where you acknowledge your need for other people while also doing your part to be healthy. And so interdependence is one term we use. Another term that gets used a lot, and I hear it more and more, and it's one of those terms that maybe we don't truly know what it means, and that is co-regulation. Okay, so co-regulation is, let me describe it with a metaphor.
Perfect.
So my husband and I enjoy biking, and only once have we actually used a tandem bike. That's where the two-seater bike. And I think it was because of this story I'm going to tell you. So I was on the front, he was on the back, and you got to pedal together. Now, you don't always both have to pedal.
Okay.
Like there are times where, just need a break. You go 100 feet or something, you don't pedal. But he was on the front. I was in the back. And I was really enjoying kind of going along for the ride, right? And he was like, man, this is a lot harder than I thought it would be because I wasn't holding up my weight. Or holding up my part of the deal of biking. So co-regulation is you're both pedaling together, that you're working together towards that. Another way to think of it is when you're really, let's say you're anxious about you're starting a new job and you just, oh man, I feel like I'm not going to do well. It's the night before. You can kind of feel that inner anxiety. Co-regulation would be a friend, your spouse, even a parent coming alongside, and it's like you borrow their calmness to put into you. That's the co-regulation. Those are kind of these idea of mirror neurons that our body actually can borrow from somebody else, and you can start to feel that their calmness can help calm you down.
Contagious.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the flip side of that is when somebody else is anxious, if you don't have good co-regulation, you actually become more anxious with them, right? So we tend to absorb, like you said, the word contagious around us. So a healthy dependency is where we're able to borrow from the people around us to be strong and to have that healthy emotions. Another example, just this morning, took my husband to the airport and he hurt his back a couple days ago. So I was trying to do everything I can to help him pack, and I could have just let him do his thing. But I did the little thing this morning of actually just picking his suitcase up and putting it on the bed. That's a healthy interdependence. He was relying on my strong back when his back wasn't strong. Now that's a physical realm, but we can also do it in emotions as well, just depending on each other in a way where I didn't do that so that I would feel good about myself. That would be a codependence. Okay. Instead, I did that as an act of kindness and generosity to him.
Oh, that's really good.
It's a really clear picture of what that looks like.
And I'm thinking about there's a reality, I guess, when you think about young children, babies, whatever. They're either fully dependent, like they're codependent because they have no other choice.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
Or maybe there's even some unhealthy thing where it's fierce independence because of whatever reasons.
Yeah.
That's okay for babies and kids. Yes. Well, we don't want to be as adults in relationships acting like babies and kids.
Yes. Yeah. And even as parents, the gradual letting go of that, letting them become more independent, kind of the term helicopter parent, right? That you're hovering over, making sure nothing happens. I was recently just with some business leaders, and they were talking about one of the most important things that we can do for our young people is let them fail. That we have to. When you get into the workplace, you're going to have failure experiences, and if you haven't learned to do that, kind of within the safety of our home, in the safety of our schools, our colleges, we're not. We've kind of disadvantaged our students in that, or our young people. So, but if we're codependent, then we are saying, if you fail, I've failed. Versus something happened and you failed, let's see what we can do to improve that.
Okay.
What could we do differently next time to get a different outcome?
Yeah.
So good. We learned a lot this morning. By the way, too, and if you want to learn more about the Center for Healthy Relationships here at JBU, so much good stuff's going on. You guys are working with first responders, the podcast, all of that. Where can they find online more info?
Go to chr.jbu.edu and give us a call or send us an email. We'd love to have a conversation about how we can help you have healthier relationships.
Thanks so much.
Thanks. You.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Happy birthday!
Let's go! 1, 2, 3, go! HPPY,
Hey! Happy birthday.
A little more chill dance party this morning since we have no Becky today. But we still did it. All right, it's time for the Marketplace Grill Birthday Bash. It is Thursday, April 23rd. Happy birthday wishes today to Talissa Otwell in Bentonville.
Happy birthday to Jennifer Singh in Bella Vista.
And Rachel Evans in Gentry.
Carter Renero, turning 7 in Springdale, has a birthday today, too.
Chris Harriman celebrates in Lowell today.
Olivia Fuller, turning 13 in Cave Springs.
And Kinsley Kyle is sweet 16 in West Fork.
Mowgli, sorry.
Yeah.
Mowgli Kintaro has a birthday in Springdale as well today.
Okay, all right. So all the names are in the randomizer. Somebody's going to get a gift certificate to celebrate with our friends at the Marketplace Grill. Let's see if we can get a hold of Olivia.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. It's Mark and Ross from KLRC. Is this Olivia?
Hi.
Hey, Olivia. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So we're calling you because, first of all, you're the winner of our Marketplace Grill Birthday Bash.
Oh, yay.
We also wanted to ask, what's one thing that you're thankful for on your birthday today?
My friends and family.
That's awesome, Olivia.